Hello, friends. Welcome to Squared Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be showing you how I set up my goals and tasks for the month of February within my agenda planner. So let's get planning. And I'm going to go ahead and grab out my quarterly goals page here for reference. I have a few mild liners I'll be using, and my 4-color friction pen, which I'll be writing with. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the monthly goals first. As I said, I will be referencing my quarterly goal page to help me set up the first 3 goals here for the month. I just went ahead and numbered those boxes, and we will start with the very first goal from the quarterly goals, which is a health goal. And for that, I have to build my ideal body through diet and training, or training and diet. Just as a precursor, January just totally went off the rails as far as my planning. I had a bunch of situations I had to tackle that were kind of unexpected. So my goals really did not get met in January. My attention was definitely elsewhere. So this is going to be mostly a reset and refocus month, basically trying to get where I should have been in January. My first task for this goal will be to find and follow a high protein, low calorie diet. I did look into this a little bit in January, but I didn't really find something concrete to follow. So the goal will be to find something before the month begins. I also want to build out my full body strength routine and complete it 3 times a week. That is something that I did start, but again, got derailed. So I do have a plan, and I'll probably just continue that plan into February. I also would like to be meal planning and prepping once or twice a week. Review my body stats weekly. Track my macros and calories, hopefully based off of the plan I'm going to be following. Get 10,000 steps daily, if at all possible. And then try working out at least an hour a day. I may pull back on that and do 6 days a week instead of the full 7, just because I feel like I might need a rest day in there. So that is my first goal. My second goal is going to be the development goal there from, again, the quarterly goals. And for this month, I'm going to be focusing on using AI to increase efficiency in my work tasks specifically. Last month, I did set for that to be my business tasks. And I ended up actually using AI more for my home life. So I'm going to be mixing those categories around, and we'll probably be tackling business now in March. So anyway, the first thing I'll need to do is research some AI solutions for inefficient tasks, and then identify and solve at least one efficiency weekly. That will be the goal. Again, there might be some life things that come up, but if I'm shooting for that, I think I can get it done. Granted, nothing else pops up into my schedule that will steal my time and energies. Develop 4 workflows for specific tasks, just to follow along with doing that one inefficiency each week. Time blocking daily to allot 4 hours a week to tackle these AI research tasks. And then to implement the workflows once I have developed them and refine them as needed. So that's my second goal. And my third and final quarterly goal that I'll be transferring over here is a finance goal. And it will be to build up our savings. We are in the process of trying to hunker down on our savings and really refine our spending. One of the ways I plan to do that is to reduce our monthly expenses through limiting extra spending, for example, eating out, entertainment, and travel. This may come into conflict with one of my other goals, but I think for the most part, we can make that happen if we are diligent, just trying to save as much money as possible and get us where we want to be when the time comes. So the next task will be to build out additional revenue streams by obtaining part-time work. That's going to be the focus of the month. Last month, it was to build out digital products. Again, all that really kind of got derailed, although I do have some ideas for digital products that I'd like to do. I think I'm going to put my efforts for February into finding part-time work just so I have something a little more stable before I move forward in the quarter, just to know that we've got something extra coming in and solidified, if you will, for the budget. And then I will probably need to time block my daily schedule to continue to maintain all the revenue streams I have currently going. So along with the part-time work I'm trying to obtain, I also have, of course, my YouTube and social media elements along with my Etsy business. So I just want to make sure I have that going. And then also I do freelance graphic design. So lots of balls to keep up in the air, and hopefully I will have enough time to manage all those things. And then finally, I'll need to review weekly expenses and reduce spending where able. Again, just seeing where we can cut the fat and limit excess spending. Well, the fourth goal, I will be pulling from my annual vision board. Usually this goal is a little bit lighter and less work intensive. So I'm going to be pulling from the relationships category. My goal will be to have 2 date nights with my husband monthly, or this month in particular. Again, this could be one of those things that conflicts with the previous goal about our finances and limiting spending. But I think we can come up with some date nights that are budget friendly. So along those lines, I will need to brainstorm some budget-friendly ideas for activities. There's a lot of free things that we could do and enjoy each other's company at the same time, kind of make it maybe not so much a date night, but maybe a day date type of situation. Just kind of figure out what we want to do and when. Then schedule those into our weekly plans and time block where needed to accommodate the free time I'll need to do that. As you can see, I've got a pretty busy schedule and I'm trying to get a lot done with very little time. Seeing as I pretty much lost most of January, it's going to be a challenge, but I hope that I can make it all happen and still allow time for a little bit of fun and relaxation with my husband. And then finally, just enjoy the date and sharing time with my husband without distraction. So just making sure that I'm, fully present for our date and not, halfway thinking about work and other things, just trying to really clear my schedule completely so I can enjoy the time together. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to the weekly tasks portion of my goal setting. I've already entered in the weekly span dates for each of the 4 weeks in February. And I also decorated this whole spread off camera after I did my monthly setup. And since there's no 5th week in February, I was able to put a lot of decor down at the bottom, which is nice. So it's nice and interesting to look at, to keep me engaged with these pages. So first off, I'm going to enter in the things I know I'm going to be doing throughout the week, which includes my video production. I am going to go back down to 2 videos a week instead of 3. 3 has been a bit of a burden lately, trying to keep up with 3 videos a week. So I think 2 will still be doable, hopefully. So I have to film and post my Friday video and my Sunday video. Then pulling from my goals, I have my health goal there to lift 3 times a week. That's one thing I definitely feel like I'm going to need to track, so I'm going to put that in. I also will need to review my body stats once a week just to see if I'm on track with my goals. And then meal plan and meal prep. Those are all actions that I feel like I'm going to need a place to track and make sure that I'm keeping up with, since those are things that I've been struggling to keep up with as far as my goal tasks. Then I have to develop an AI workflow and refine. My goal from that development goal is solving one inefficiency weekly, so that should define those. I also have to look for part-time work that first week in February. Hopefully, I will find some leads by then, and then as the month progresses, actually obtain that part-time work. And then for that last relationship goal, I will have to plan a date night for the next weekend. Many of those items will be repeated into week 2. I put in film and post Friday's video, film and post Sunday's video, lifting 3 times a week, reviewing my body stats, meal plan and prep, developing an AI workflow and refine. And then I have to look for part-time work once again. And finally, a bit of an adjustment there to have the date night the week of the 9th through the 15th. Then we'll be repeating basically week 1 into week 3, all the same items, filming and posting for Friday and Sunday's videos, lifting again 3 times a week, reviewing my body stats, meal plan and prep, developing a workflow and refining it, obtaining that part-time work, and then planning another date night. And finally, in week 4, all those things again, except for I will hopefully be beginning that part-time work by the end of the month and have another date night there as well at the end. So that is how I go about setting up my monthly goals, basically pulling from my quarterly goals and annual goals. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also to go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.